This week we're talking about hats. Fashion loves a hat. If you go to a fashion show, it's almost odds on that there will be a hat on at least one exit, which is obviously not representative of the real world, because you hardly ever see people wearing hats outside of weddings or hat occasions. Now, obviously, wearing a hat in the summer is really sensible, so I think we should all get on board. And this summer, at last, fashion has given us a hat that we can actually wear. This hat is actually fairly wearable as a shape, I think, compared to last summer's straw boaters, which were, basically quite ridiculous. And I didn't wear one of those in a column, you'll have noticed. This one is pretty wearable. I say pretty wearable, I think hats just are hard. I mean, I feel a bit self-conscious and idiotic wearing this, and I mean, I wear idiotic stuff like for a job. So, it's not that easy, but you get used to it, and it's really good for you, it protects your skin, and and it's very flattering, a hat. If you notice that when they take celebrity portraits, you often get that thing where they sort of slice the top of the head off, and it's not just because they miss the top of the head, there's just something about kind of putting that kind of sharp line through the top of someone's head that for most face shapes, which we do tend to be a bit, most of us are a bit moon-faced, not that cheekbony, it kind of gives you kind of fake cheekbones, if you see what I'm saying, in a way. It kind of gives angles where maybe your face didn't have them before. And there are a lot of these hats around, absolutely everywhere on the high street. So you can buy a cheap one, and when you lose it, which you will, because where are you supposed to put it when you take it off, it doesn't really matter all that much. So Topshop. The other thing about hats, of course, is that you get really hot. So you do have to find one that has this kind of weave in it. This Topshop one, I think the band in something quite sort of sensible and chic, like a black or a navy, is a good idea, because I mean, I know you probably think the stripe looks a bit Henley, and maybe it does, but if you have it without, it just tends to look a bit Wurzel Gummidge. You kind of need the band to smarten it up a bit. See, that is definitely going to keep your head cooler, but you just sort of worry, does it go a little bit too Wurzel with the whole straw thing and the plait, but it's more of a rustic look, if that's your thing. This one is quite sort of self-consciously Henley, but in such an over-the-top way that it's probably more Shoreditch House than Henley Regatta, really. It's cute, in pink. This one's River Island. River Island have got a lot of these hats, so that would be my suggestion for a first stop if you're off to buy one. This one again is River Island. Something quite fabulously English abroad about these ones, but I think that in terms of a holiday hat, it's an easier wear than that sort of big floppy hat, which is a bit E.M. Forster heroin and just a bit, I don't know, dated as a look. I mean, obviously E.M. Forster was dated, but I mean, as in wearing it now, this is maybe a little bit more modern way of doing it. And again, I quite like that one with the grey and the nice cream herringbone ribbon. And lastly, show you this one, which is a little bit sort of prime of Miss Jean Brodie, I think, but kind of amazing in a way, with a little button here, and very much the smart hats to be wearing this summer, I think. And these, I have to warn you, are just your starter hats, because for autumn, the 70s floppy style of hat is being championed by Gucci and will be coming to a high street near you.